Can't seem to get its own story straight when it comes to a really big thing, right, Mercy?
Yeah, let's figure this out. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre is flip-flopping again, insisting that FEMA isn't wasting money on illegals despite previously admitting that they are.
Funding is also available through FEMA's Emergency Food and Shelter Program to eligible local governments and non-for-profit organizations upon request to support humanitarian relief for migrants. It's just categorically false. It is not true. It is a false statement.
But you said it.
And the fact of the matter is, I think Washington Post fact checker did a piece, and the headline recently, just moments ago, not too long ago, and the headline was, "No, Biden did not take FEMA relief money to use on migrants, but Trump did."
Much like cringe, it turns out that FEMA administrator Deanne Criswell
not even in
also has
office.
a knack for saying
the resources to where they're needed. And when you have this dangerous rhetoric like you're hearing, it creates fear in our own employees.
Oh my gosh.
She's like the former CIA director.
Psycho in the
Tiana,
head.
let me go to you first. You've got some FEMA numbers. Let's break this down.
Yeah, so FEMA had a $29.5 billion budget for fiscal year 2023. It has about $1 billion each year for this supplemental shelter and services program. Back in 2021, when Biden passed the American Rescue Project, he allocated specifically $110 million for migrants. And by 2023, it got so big that it got sheltered off onto this specific program. And look, I actually tracked down the numbers that FEMA has given out, has distributed. You have Catholic Charities of San Antonio, $10 million that we've given them. Henry Cuellar, the Democrat from South Texas, he called them out for illicitly using funds to fly migrants all around the country, to fly them to Chicago.
Wow.
You also have Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, who's
These
been
are the
trying
lies
to
they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know the truth, people. They spew you lies.
Facilitating some illegal immigration. Right. Yes, we are
saying the
paying for that.
FEMA's there.
It's only $1 billion
Trump
out of $30 billion, but it's real money. That's not fake news.
Yeah, the media and the White House are working overtime to keep the truth from getting out about FEMA wasting money on illegals. CNN's Dana Bash and NBC Kristen Welker couldn't resist running cover for Joe and Kamala.
You said that FEMA is only offering $750 to Americans who have had their homes destroyed. That's not true. He's also
Harris said it herself.
Conspiracy theorists online who
my
falsely
gosh.
claim that the administration is
This
redirecting
is what they tell
disaster
everybody.
money for undocumented immigrants. That's also
Democrat.
not true.
Do you think this is a time to put falsehoods aside, like the idea that FEMA funds are being redirected to migrants, which is just not true?
Well, it is true that FEMA and the Department of Homeland Security have been spending billions of dollars on migrants.
So the word
Busted!
that keeps coming up, Matthew Foldy, is redirecting, right? So they're saying, well, it's not true that they're redirecting funds, but that's not the case that's being made here. The case that's being made here is that billions of dollars have been given to these illegals. Is that correct?
It's undeniably correct. I mean, imagine inviting Tom Cotton on as a liberal news anchor and thinking that you're going to somehow stump him. All he does is just take blowtorches to these people time in and time out. And I think you can make the point, which this is interesting that this is not what Democrats are doing, that, you know, what you said is undeniably correct, that the money is being redirected, and that would be fine. What you can't say is, oh, you know, it's misinformation for Republicans to say that FEMA has been directly or indirectly funding these programs. And one thing that I think is always interesting that we come back to sometimes is the priorities of the administration. That's what you see reflected in some of these programs. Think about, for example, when the bridge collapsed in Baltimore. What was the Biden administration working on? Building a pier in Gaza that they knew was going to float away.
Country.
What has FEMA been prioritizing in fiscal year 2023?
Handing money that belongs to
Americans, rather than, I guess, getting ready for things like they should.
To illegals? This is bull crap.